Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Kevin Sullivan channel. I'm Kevin Sullivan. If you would like to email me, you can email me at Kevin Sullivan, YouTube at yahoo.com. For those who have a video request your video. I will do the video for you as well. If you want to donate, there's a link in every description box so you can click to donate, and there's a donate button as well if you would like to only. So ladies and gentlemen, the name in this video will be called The Complaining Narcissist. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, all narcissists complain. And the reason why narcissists complain, ladies and gentlemen, because narcissists like to complain because, for one, most narcissists are, well, basically all of them, they complain because they don't know how to deal with normal life situations, period. And they get enraged about any and every little thing. They are like little kids who can't have their way and don't see the world as things not going their way. There's no problem with that. They complain about everything because they think that they should have their way, everything should go their way, and they are so small inside and have a small ego inside and have so much pride that any little thing bothers them and they get ticked off about it, and they will rather not it be so, you know? Like if they go somewhere, and narcissists are very petty and childish. This is another reason why they complain. They petty and childish, and any little thing of them not getting their way is a way of them feeling denied, you know? They was denied. Like, they'll get mad if they're going 100 miles per hour when they only should be going 30 miles per hour, and then the light turns red. They will get raised by that because they feel like, okay, they was denied, which it don't even make sense. But this is the things of how narcissists think and how they feel. Any little thing ticks them off, they feel denied. They don't like to deal with stuff like things that not go their way the way they want it. They feel and think everything should go their way the way they want it. Everybody should operate the way they want them to operate. Everybody should think the way they should think. Every narcissists have a way of what they are entitled. And the other thing to understand, narcissists are entitled. So, but narcissists don't see a gray. Narcissists don't see gray. It's either white or it's black. There's no gray in between. So if they have expectations that is unrealistic, that don't even make sense. And so reality and what life is really is doesn't accord to them. It doesn't work with the way they think, you know? It's almost like rain falls from the sky, right? Rain falls from the sky. That's the way the universe is set up. That's the way it operates. It never changes. With the narcissist, they expect rain to come from the ground up. You get what I'm saying? So this is how they expect the world to operate. Because totally different. They think the opposite of the way they should think. The total opposite. So when narcissists think, the universe and every other regular human being, normal, healthy person like us, we accept and understand that rain supposed to fall from the sky, and that's where we expect rain to fall from the sky. If you don't have no expectations of rain forming any other way or coming from any other way than straight from the sky, straight down. That's it, point blank, period. That's what we expect. That's the way we see it. If it change, we will lose our minds because we understand that's not normal. Something is wrong with that. We need to change that. What's going on? It's the world about to end. You know, we will really want some answers and questions and panic because we understand that. We accept that. We understand that, and we understand we can't change that. And that's the way it is. And so being healthy in that way, we understand that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been, even before I got here. And there's nothing I could do or change about that, and you learn to accept it. Whether you like rain or not, you understand that. That's it. You leave it alone and leave it as that. See, with the narcissists expect the rain to come from the ground. They expect rain to come from the ground up and shoot into the sky. That's what they expect, and that's how they see it, and it's very unrealistic. but it has to go that way for them. And so that's still how they see it. So every time it doesn't rain from that, and even though they expect it, it's a problem to them. And this could go any form, the way they think how their job should go, their relationship, whether they're in a boyfriend, a girlfriend, husband or wives, manager, co-worker, any form of life, whether it's the community, anything that they're involved in, church, or anything of sort and fashion of where things operate and go. Narcissists are always against that. They are against things going the way they're supposed to go. So they'll wake up and every time it rains, and plus they want rain, expect it whenever they want it. They want to control when it rains and it don't rain. If they feel like it shouldn't rain, then it shouldn't rain. If it rains, they're pissed at the weather. So basically they pissed at the universe. This is how narcissists think. They're pissed at the universe because it rained when they didn't want it to rain. If they walk in and it starts to rain and they get wet, rain is stupid, the universe is stupid, the weather is stupid, just because it rained and they didn't want it to rain because they was walking at the time and they had no shelter not to get wet. You see how small-minded and how they think that's so much of importance that if the weather shouldn't rain because just for them, you know, the whole world need rain right now. At least say in the United States or some parts of the states it shouldn't rain because of me. You see how they think they're bigger than everything and everyone, and it's all about them, and entitlement, and how kids would think. That's how kids think. When they can't have their way or have what they want, what they do, they complain about it and don't understand or grasp it of things not going their way because they think that the world should go their way and things should go their way, which is normal, understandable, because they're kids. Their brain haven't developed and they haven't matured enough to understand. So every time the rain doesn't come up from the ground, narcissists look at the weather every time and complain about it. Something's wrong with it. Something wrong with the weather. It's something need to change, and they complain about it. And this keeps expecting the rain to fall from the sky, the rain to come from the ground, which is very really not even realistic at all. But that's what they'll keep expecting. So this is why I say this, or why narcissists always complain. Because they have narcissists have unrealistic expectations. They're not even realistic. They don't even make sense, the expectations that they have and expect out of life and out of people and out of everything. You know, narcissists expect not to go to work and still get paid not to go to work and get all the benefits. And they complain because they have to get up and go to work. Narcissists wake up to go to work and complain about going to work. They complain because things that they need to change, they not willing to change and don't want to change. Everything else to change except for them. So if they're always trying to program and think for them not to change instead of them being a problem, they never want anything and won't admit nothing to be their problem because it's their ego, and plus they are telling themselves and dealing with the inside of them always feeling like they are pieces of craps and they are no good. So with that being said, they always are trying to prove to themselves that they are, and they have to lie to themselves and create this delusional defense mechanism for them not to really say it's their fault and for them to feel like and don't want to change anything because they don't. They like kids. They just think it should go their way. And that's what they expect. And they don't want narcissists think conforming or complying with life and people and rules, they see it as compromising. They don't like to compromise, and as well, they see it as being vulnerable. Narcissists don't want to be vulnerable and never will put themselves at a vulnerable state whatsoever, not at all. So what they do is that when things don't go their way and they have no control over it, they complain. Then also while they complain to try to make it go their way. You see how childish and how a kid will act when things don't go their way and they can't fix it? Then they will complain about it because they don't know how to say or deal with that on an emotional level. Narcissists are no way on any level emotionally mature. They're not even emotionally mature 1%. They are in the red. They are in the hole when it comes to emotional immaturity. So they are a zero negative when it comes to emotional maturity. So this is what caused them to want to complain and get mad about everything that don't meet their expectations, which are was not realistic at all. So they complain about it because they're frustrated that it didn't go their way. They don't know how to maturely handle it and say, okay, that's not the way it should go. And they're entitled. Well, this should go this way because I wanted to. And they want to, and also a big thing, they want to be in control over everything. So for narcissists to control everything, that means they have to control everyone. What they do, what they don't do, what time they do it. Oh no, I want to be the first for this, so you got to stop. Okay, life got to freeze. I don't want it to be dark now, so I got it. So that means they will have to be God themselves to be control everything, time, weather, people, everything, which they are not, and they think they are. So things always don't go their way. This is why it's always drama with narcissists, because their expectations are unrealistic. So things always don't go their way. That's why it's always some drama. It's always nagging. It's always complaining. And they got a problem with everything and everyone because of their unrealistic expectations and want to be in control over everything. So, for instance, if the narcissist wakes up and wants coffee, right, and there's no creamer, they will complain. It's a big problem. I woke up this morning and there's no creamer. So instead of just saying I wasn't, somebody else just used the last of creamer that was left, just saying that and just saying, okay, there's no creamer. Okay, let me find a solution. Let me go to the store, or I'll just get some creamer or coffee when I go to work, or I'll just stop at Dunkin' Donuts and get me some coffee. No. See, narcissists don't find solution to problems. They complain about problems. And what you think they find as a solution to problems is not really a solution to problems. They manipulate situations and control situations by manipulation tactics. That's one of the reasons why it looks like they control, or this is how they control stuff, because they don't really have no problem. They don't really, I mean, they have a problem, definitely, but they don't have the power to really control things because they just don't. So you can't, life don't go your way. That's not how it works. So this is why they manipulate things and complain and try to have power over people and make people intimidated by them so that they can get people to comply. And then that's language too when they complain about something. Also, this is why they complain about stuff like they'll make a big deal about when they woke up, ain't no creamer. So also what they're implying is I should not wake up and then there not be no creamer. So if there's no creamer when I wake up this morning and it was creamer before I went to bed, that means everyone should have waited till I got up and had my creamer, had my coffee first, so that there's no possibility of me not having no creamer. Like this morning, I just woke up, now it's a rage. They slam the refrigerator, they complain. Ain't no creamer, ain't no creamer. Mind you, it's 10 people, 5 people in the house, and they all drink coffee. You see how unrealistic this is, and this don't even make sense, and how childish this is? When you live with 5, 10 people in the house, there's no creamer. Even if it's just you and your spouse, it's still, you guys both drink creamer, so when she make coffee, she pours some. When you make your coffee, you pour some. No big deal. Somebody's gonna run out of the creamer. Somebody's gonna wake up and take the last creamer. With them, that should not happen. Now they take offense to that. Now that caused the narcissist to get injured inside. They hurt. Any little thing they see every little thing as denial, as denying them. They think you're denying them. So every time they feel like they're being denied, they have a problem with that, because they take denial as them being judged, as them being looked at as no good, as them, what they really think about themselves is when you deny them is how you look at them. They see it as you hate them. See, when narcissists would do something like that, they would do it and say mischievously, I'm taking the last of the creamer on purpose, nobody getting none. So when it happens to them, they think somebody did that to them. Or they take it offensive. Nobody likes me. Nobody loves me. They hate me. Because they woke up and it was no coffee. Was no creamer. Then they are very entitled and they have this very extreme grandiose about them, to where it's like, okay, you have to been thinking about me. And then also you wasn't thinking about them. Nobody thought about me. They just drunk all the creamer. Nobody thought that they know I drink coffee. You guys, you know I drink coffee. You just didn't leave me no creamer. You just gonna use all of it and just not leave me none? How dare you? You didn't think about me? Narcissists, they all about me. It's all about them. Everything has to be all about them. When they take things personal like this and complain all the time, it's because it's all about them. Me. That's the little immature, weak, scared, punk child that's in them. Always screaming out me. So that was just an example I wanted to use, but this is why narcissists always complain, because they don't want to deal with the realistic, the reality of how life works, of how life operates. They don't want to comply with that. The way they brain are function and their design is to go against the grain of how the world operates. So this is why they always complaining. This is why they always got a problem with somebody. You know, if you walk by and you didn't say hi to the narcissist, they have a problem with you. What's the first thing they think? You have a problem with them. And one of the reasons why too is because when a narcissist walk past you and doesn't say nothing, it's because they did that on purpose to make you feel some certain type of way. For you to subconsciously or unsubconsciously think, well, this person don't like me and don't want you to feel bad. So when you walk by them and don't do that, then you did the same thing. You see how narcissists are white and black, how they think? This is the way I think, so this is the way you think. If I would have did this because of this, you would have did this because of this the same way. Nobody thinks different from them. And they won't even accept that. Plus, they can't be the bad person all the time, so they're not going to think you did this. It's just them that think like that. Because then they will have to really deal with themselves and say, I'm the problem. This whole time, my whole life, I've been my own problem. So it's defense mechanism. If I did this because of this, that's because you did that. That's why you did that. How somebody could do something and mean good about it in the same fashion or shape or form, they could do it and mean something bad about it. Narcissists do the things they do for all the wrong reasons. And you do stuff that the same stuff they do, but all for the right reasons. They're not going to think that you did that for the right reasons. They're going to think you did that for the wrong reasons. It's pride and ego, and it's also a defense mechanism for them not to look at themselves and say, I'm the problem. They don't see no gray. It's either black or it's white. You know, I'm mad, so you're mad at me. I'm not mad at you, you're mad at me. No. If I'm mad, you're mad too. That's how narcissists see and think. And ladies and gentlemen, even though it's hard, I understand how much it's hard to ignore the narcissist complaining. Try your best to ignore the narcissist complaining, because it's really a child that's really complaining. With the child, a real child, a kid that's complaining, you comply and work with them to get them to understanding. But for a grown person, especially a narcissist, to be that way, there's no helping them. There's no getting them to understand. Narcissists don't want to understand the way you think. They want you to understand and comply to how they think. They don't never look at you when you're explaining something to them or getting them seeing things different as you're trying to help them. They see it as you are trying to manipulate, you're trying to control them, you're evil, you don't like them. The same reasons why they would do that to you for all the wrong reasons, you doing that to them to help them for the right reasons, they gonna always think that you're doing that for the same reasons that they would do that, which is everything the reasons why they do everything is motivated by jealousy, hate, envy, evilness, and hatred. So this is part one of why the complaining narcissist, and why they complain. This is part one. I didn't even mean to make it this long, but I'll be doing part two soon. Everybody have a great day. Have a great Thanksgiving. And everybody like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a great day. Stay narcissistic free. and try to stay as much narcissistic free as you can for Thanksgiving.